Hey everybody, welcome to Sharon from Vivid Days. I wanted to say thank you so much for stopping by and taking the time to watch my channel and my video. I hope that you're going to enjoy this. I hope it's going to inspire you to get on up and be creative any way that you want to be creative, because that's a great way to recharge your soul. But I am digressing because I am Sharon. Relax, enjoy, but please do take the time to watch as much as this video you can. So no fast forwarding unless you really need to, because that's going to help me, the artist, and a way of saying thank you from you to me, for sharing my art or ideas out there. Anyway, I'm digressing, so ciao, enjoy the video and come on back for the next one. Happy creativeness. I am currently masking up the back of my coasters, and I am going to make sure that they are level, and I'm also going to apply a white base coat of acrylic paint. So welcome and thank you for joining my channel this evening. This is a fun little experiment. It's around alcohol inks. I've never used them before. So what I am trying to understand is, if I add alcohol inks first and then apply a layer of resin afterwards, what will happen versus applying my resin then adding the alcohol inks to it. So come along with me on this journey. I apologize for the people that have mastered this medium. This is my first time, but I wanted to share my learns. So I've just applied alcohol to this coaster, and the idea being, I'm wondering if that's going to help move the alcohol inks further. And I really don't have any idea what I'm doing at this stage. So I've just applied my magenta, and I'm currently going to apply my passion purple. So I'm using Pintata, and this is Jacquard. And yeah, I'm learning as I go. I was a little bit concerned because I've been watching some of the videos of people that are very good at this, and some people that also started their journey, and what they passed on or what their information was, it can be quite dark. So you've got to learn how to balance that with your whites, the alcohol, and get the different effects. I'm currently just using my heat gun, and with the heat gun I'm noticing that there appears to be a lot of fluid, so I've probably added too much alcohol at this time before applying the inks, and I'm just mindful of all that excess that's running off, and it's quite an expensive medium, so you don't want to waste it. But I appreciate I am still learning, so I really am just trying to bond and understand and learn as I go. And probably you'll notice a big rookie mistake is I've got no gloves on my hand, and anybody would have told me how much ink stayed, I definitely would have covered it. And a huge amount of smell of alcohol surrounding you. So I did wear my face mask. I was in a well ventilated area, and I was also very mindful when using the heat gun on the alcohol not to use a bare flame. And just trying to contemplate, would I have had better effects if I'd have used my hairdryer versus the heat gun? I'm shamefully clearing up my mess there. I like to work in a fairly tidy space, and I just kept getting off-putted by all the leaks. And I wondered if, could I make a picture out of that? But no, it was just a mess. So I'm currently looking and assessing the excess again, and just seeing, have I made anything or not? And I've just reset my workstation. For me, that sometimes helps. I think it's when I'm panicking and I'm just trying to find other things to distract me, as I'm trying to digest the little bit of information I have in front of me. I forgot to mention, in this piece I'm also using silver and blanco, which I believe is just white. So I'm going to speed up through the next part. You get what I'm doing, and I'm just repeating the process and trying to master it. I'm just trying another little experiment and seeing if I was to add alcohol in with a little bit of alcohol to dilute it in a cup, does that give me any more control or does it give different effects? And I learned a big lesson, which is by the time I got to the end one, the alcohol and the ink had almost disappeared. So for me, no, that didn't work. It's either add it neat or add the alcohol um, before or during, not in a separate container where it's going to evaporate. That was a ditzy move, Sharon. But I'm proud of you for trying. As you'll see now, I start to speed up my process a little bit. Another tip, don't hold your alcohol inks upside down whilst you're trying to put the lids on them because it'll keep leaking out and you'll get them all over your gloves and all over the lids. So mine actually look like I've had them 10 months when I haven't. It's one single use. Anyway, that's the tip. Anyway, digressing again because I am Sharon. What you will find is my confidence is building slightly and I'm just going for it, layering it, adding different colours, seeing if I get the desired effect and keep working with it until I've got something semi-resembling something that I'm proud of. And yeah, I'm quite happy with the end result. The silver is pretty powerful. It does take over a little bit. Darks can be quite dominating, so it's just that balance of how many drops to apply, how much alcohol to apply, and how much white to apply. Yeah, I'd love to know your thoughts, but I'll leave you to enjoy the music. So on the second set of coasters, still using the alcohol inks, the Pinta and the Jacquard, and I am using Blanca Blanca, which is my white, Sapphire Blue, Santa Fe Red, and Rich Gold. And exactly the same process of what I've just talked about. My inks are getting dirtier and my lids are getting more and more colour on them. Starting to enjoy this, but the gold and the balance of darks and light is something that I'm still trying to work through and understand, and getting quite excited to understand what this is going to be like once I apply resin on top of them. I'm wondering if that's going to make the resin pop and add a lot of value to it. So I am just about to wind up this first stage, which is ink directly onto my acrylic and coaster board, and I am about to start the second phase. Obviously, it's a day later, but for you, it's just a moment. And this is about white basing my coasters. I'm going to apply Resin 8 directly to my coasters first and then apply the alcohol ink the same. So you can see me just starting exactly the same way, leveling, white acrylic paint, and also taping up the bottoms. The Resin 8 that I'm using, it's the first time I've used these before, so really excited. And the one that I'm using here is the heat resistant one. As these are going to be for coasters, I want to see what that's going to be like. So this is 2-part resin, 1-part hardener. My little brain a little bit to make sure that I did that correctly and to make sure that I didn't do half and half, which is what I'm used to. But I'll let you know how this goes. At the end of this video, you see all of mine with resin. They'll still be curing, so I won't have tested them with a hot cup on there. I will come back in a couple of days and let you know how that goes. But I wore a mask. I was in a well-ventilated room. The mixing time was 3 to 4 minutes the same. The great thing with this one is it has a 1-hour working time, the 24-hour curing time. So yeah, I'm looking forward to testing this brand for all of my other resin work once I finish my art resin one. The process of this, I made sure that I grouped them together with the same colours and I was applying them. What I did observe is that my silver and my gold really did take over this time, and maybe I applied too many dots of ink on there, so I'm still trying to understand how many dots is enough when applying it into your resin. I hope you enjoy the rest of this video.
Hi, welcome back to Sharon from Vivid Day. So I've been experimenting with alcohol ink, resin 8 and coasters. So I'm going to bring it in. There's some successes, there's some fails, and there's some that need to be salvaged. What more can I say? So this set here was my group where I used the same colours in the alcohol inks. And this one was printed directly on to the coaster that had just been primed with white acrylic and then resin poured on top. And this was one where it was resin poured directly onto the acrylic paint, which had been primed, and then add in the alcohol ink. So ultimately, it was only my first go, so I apologise, professional ink people out there. But for me, the ones I really enjoy more is this one. And I think as a beginner, it just gave me more control. I'll bring it in, and the resin has just left a little. I'm going to just try and see you. Because I've been with alcohol, and see that little bit there? A little bit of a film? I believe that's where the alcohol had risen to the top, and because I put my resin 8 directly on top of it, it's just brought it to the surface. So that's going to have a light sanding and a wipe down, I believe. Let's see if I can get it. And that's appeared on every one that I've done that has alcohol ink that was applied beforehand. But I love the texture, I love the brightness and the colours. Might not be for everybody, and I think for me I might experiment more that way. So these ones are where I put the resin on and the alcoholic, and the thing that comes out to me is the silver and the gold just took over, and this one unfortunately mustn't have been quite level, so it has layered off. There are some things that I quite like. I do like the silver, not in the volume that it is, but it's quite nice, and I don't know if you can see, but there's some depth in there with the blue and the white. But this will definitely, or should I say these two will definitely have to be sanded back and resin over, but a good learn with my happy mistake. So it's hard to believe that they're done with the same colours and applied in a similar kind of way, but just in a different order. So I won't give up, I'll keep working. But on to my second batch. So this is the one where all same colours again. These were the ones that were applied directly to the coaster and the acrylic, and resin applied after. And this is the one where resin was applied and then the ink applied. So this one I prefer more than the silver one. I think that's just look of the composition. But again, I do like the way that these applied for my first go. I get some nice little colours in there. The gold just spread and take over though. But again, I got that little film. Let's see if I can get it to you. On top, just there, you can just see it in the left. And again, ink specialist people tell me if that's the alcohol that's just risen to the top, and all I need is to do is sand that down. So again, both of these will need sanding back and just another coat of resin applied. But they're quite funky, quite fun. So I had the same dilemma here where I lost all my colours, and there's supposed to be red in there. Not really any. There is some beautiful depth, and the gold looks okay. A little bit too much though, so note to self, when working with the gold and silver, don't apply too much. But I will probably go over these and add different colours and apply another resin. So from my Sharon first attempt at alcohol inks and alcohol inks in resin, lots of learns along the way, but I still wanted to show them to you, even though I've got to go back over them all, sand, apply resin, and these, try and salvage them. But I'd love for you to share your wisdom, alcohol ink specialists out there. Any tips or tricks, share it to me and anybody else out there. But the great thing is, when you are experimenting and learning, you're growing as an artist, and you need to remember, don't give up on your first attempt, because if your first attempt's like mine and there's lots of fails, there's also lots of learns that you can go back and improve on. So that's me babbling on. I'm going to shut up and say thank you for all your support. Thank you for all your kind words. And remember, you know the drill. If you like my art, my channel, or sharing my learns, thumbs up, subscribe, share, help me get my art out there. And remember, have the most amazing day, and remember to be creative and be willing to fail and learn, people.